Hey, this is the A&M podcast with Andrew and Michael on the Blueprint News Network. Today we're going to be talking about...
is the Warriors dynasty over?
And we're going to be talking about the most exciting NBA players to watch. The Warriors beat the Lakers yesterday.
Yeah. A great shot by Curry, something he's done his whole career. LeBron, it's just who makes the shot and who doesn't.
Steph Curry was, if I'm remembering correctly, was 2 for 11 from the three-point line yesterday.
Wow. And the one was just the game winner?
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, that was a game that was just going to come down to whoever had the ball last.
Pretty much.
So, and it came down to the, Lakers missed a shot.
And I just want to... Draymond Green's defense on that last play was horrendous.
Yeah, it was.
He didn't even guard him. Kelly Oubre got a tech for blowing a kiss. You'd love to see that.
Kelly Oubre is...
He's a character.
Yeah, I watched that game for a little bit just to see him miss a couple threes and dunk once or twice, which is about what he does.
He's like a skinny Zion.
Yeah. My question about the Warriors, though, is why... I know that you can't play James Wiseman the whole game, but I know when I was watching it, for most of the time, Draymond Green was the 5. And he was playing great defense, but I don't think you can win too many games with Draymond Green at the 5.
So what I was thinking, because I was actually pondering over that question, because Wiseman played something like 19 minutes.
Right, yeah.
Eric Paschall had 19 points off the bench.
Yeah.
And he's been playing outstanding.
Yeah.
But they just have so many of these undersized guys that can play 3, 4, 5, sometimes even the 2.
Right.
I think they get caught up in it.
Mm-hmm.
James Wiseman's their future big man.
Yeah, he is. And he was already a pro. How many games did he play in college? 3?
Yeah.
2?
3. He played 3.
The fact that
he came in and played this well.
Right. And same with LaMelo and Anthony Edwards, but
and Tyrese Halliburton
and Patrick Williams. That's like the first 4 picks were already. It all seems like they're all shining in their roles. But back to the question though, at hand, is the Warriors dynasty over?
I don't think the Warriors dynasty is over. I just think that the Nets dynasty is starting.
Okay.
And they have nowhere near enough talent to take down those top teams.
Right.
I can't see them beating the Nuggets in 7 games.
Mm-hmm. No.
I can't see them beating the Lakers.
Okay.
I can't see them beating the Nets if they make the finals.
Yeah, I agree.
Which I don't think will happen.
No.
I can hardly see them beating the Clippers, as bad as that is.
Mm-hmm. I think a good game, if the Bulls and the Warriors played every game, it would be... let's say the Bulls and the Warriors played 10 games, it would be 5-5. Because I think... You don't?
No, because I do understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
I understand that. But when you have a top 3 point guard of all time on your team...
That's true.
Who's still technically in his prime.
Yeah, and Levine doesn't play defense.
Nobody on that team plays defense. Besides Patrick Williams.
Yeah.
Who's God sent.
Who is just guarding LeBron and...
everyone that's hard. I just think it's hard to say anything about the Warriors because Klay's been out for so long.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's over. I would say it's just hitting a roadblock with Klay.
There's some little detour.
Right.
Do I think they can get back to that their final aspirations? Yes. You have James Wiseman next year coming in for a sophomore season. Mm-hmm. You have Klay coming back, and legs don't affect your shooting.
Right.
And he's a top 3 shooter of all time.
Yeah.
Draymond hopefully will look like a little bit more of himself.
Yeah.
He's starting to.
Mm-hmm.
He had 6 and 9 yesterday.
Yeah, so that's all right.
And hopefully they figure out what they want to do with Andrew Wiggins and Kelly Oubre.
Right. Who haven't really... I'm not sure if Wiggins has been... But I know Oubre has definitely not been to the level that he was at in Phoenix.
Oubre's 2K overall dropped from an 81 to a 77.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
That tells a lot.
Yeah.
Because 2K doesn't fix anything, so it has to be bad.
Right.
The Warriors, they're just... I don't know.
Yeah.
I think they need to stop being so dependent on Steph Curry.
Right.
And I think they need to let James Wiseman actually shoot the ball because he can.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
And deepen up the bench.
Yeah.
Can't beat star power with star power. You're not going to get a James Harden or Kevin Durant or Kyrie on your team.
Exactly.
So, beat them in the trenches.
Yeah.
If we're talking like football. Speaking of people of that caliber, John Morant came back a couple games ago.
Yeah.
And he reminds me of Derrick Rose when he was young in Chicago.
That's a good comparison.
And that just makes me want to talk about who are some of your favorite players to watch right now?
I would just have to go with Curry. I mean, if we haven't seen him, I mean, if you said he was only 2 for 11, he's still an exciting player to watch when he does make a three or if he does make some half court shot. But I think another player though is Luka Doncic. I mean, him against the Bulls. I mean, did you see that clip of Levine getting out, trying to rub off his hand? I mean, he has to lead the Mavericks, who right now I don't know are they about 500 probably?
Yeah.
So I mean, if they're a 500 team and it's just Luka, then you know he has to be an exciting player to watch.
And Kristaps isn't back to being that Kristaps that.
Yeah, he isn't because it was supposed to be Doncic, Porzingis, and
Tim Hardaway.
And Hardaway, yeah.
There is some reports that they are pushing to trade for Zach LaVine.
And I think if they would get Zach LaVine, then that would be the piece they need. But I think it could also go the other way though, where if the Bulls would sign someone that could complement LaVine, you know what I mean? I feel like LaVine is just that kind of player that he's not a superstar yet, and I don't think he can get there.
But good all-star.
Right. But yeah,
he's so fun to watch.
Yeah. And I think especially in the NBA too, the only way you win a title is if you have a deep bench and you have at least 2 superstars.
Which is so bad because I liked that 03 Pistons team that had no all-stars.
Right, yeah.
You know who DeJounte Murray is on the Spurs?
No.
He is this 6'4" point guard, and he does everything. He's like what Lonzo Ball was expected to be. Yeah. He's putting up 12 points a game, 8 rebounds, 6 assists, a steal and a half, almost 2.
Mm-hmm.
I love watching him.
Yeah. He
is so exciting.
Okay.
But I also love that grit and grind basketball where you just play really good defense.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to be flashy.
Right.
On the opposite end of the spectrum, Devin Booker.
Okay. That's one I didn't think of.
He can do anything.
He can.
Besides play defense.
Yeah.
That's a lot of NBA's problem.
Yeah, it is.
De'Aaron Fox?
Okay. Yeah, no, I forgot about him. He has been shining.
He is so fast. He put up 42 points and 13 rebounds the other day, and they lost.
Mm-hmm. Because it's De'Aaron Fox versus the world. Because I mean, right now their record is what,
not
4-9?
Not good.
It's
Marvin Bagley is everything that nobody expected him to be.
Yeah, right. I mean, in the NBA you can make the playoffs at under 500, so.
But not in the West this year.
Yeah, not
in the West. Victor Oladipo came back for the Rockets yesterday and had 20-something points.
Right. And
that was exciting.
Without John Wall. But, yeah, I was watching that game against the Bulls. I mean, the Rockets cut it to 3 with a minute left. So, I mean, anyone could have won that game. I think the Bulls at one point were up 17, and that just shows you how good the Bulls are. But it also shows you how good Oladipo is, so...
And Christian Wood has been on fire.
And John Wall didn't play that game.
Did DeMarcus Cousins?
Yeah, but John Wall was sitting out.
John Wall,
and they only lost by 5.
You know who I feel bad for? Bradley Beal.
Okay, I do too.
He is abnormally talented.
Yeah,
he's in Washington. He doesn't get any credit.
Yeah, he's in a very tough situation.
He has to deal with Russell Westbrook, who I actually hate.
Yeah. And how many years? What is his deal right now?
He has 2 more years.
Okay, so he has to be traded, right? Because he's not going to be a free agent anytime soon. So.
No, he's not.
So he has to be in some kind of deal.
And they traded his best friend, John Wall.
Yeah.
Because they wanted Russell Westbrook, which makes no sense.
Yeah. So then here's a question: what do the Wizards do? Do they rebuild, or do they try and build around Bradley Beal and Westbrook?
The Wizards are in that weird spot that the Mavericks were a couple years ago.
Yeah.
In the early 2010s, where they're constantly 7, 8 seed or just missing the playoffs. Yeah. So even if they have a lottery pick, it'll be 12 to 14. And the NBA, you don't really find those late draft steals.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
It happens very rarely. You need that top 10 pick.
Sure.
and that's what they had one year. They got Luka.
Yeah.
The Wizards have to figure that out.
Mm-hmm. And right now, if they're going to be a 500 team, that's going to be like a 9 or 8 seed. It's going to be like the Chicago Bears, who are a terrible team, but they don't even have a good draft pick.
Exactly.
So that's the exact same thing with the Wizards, because they're gonna go, they're gonna be a couple games under 500 like towards the end of the year, and they're gonna have the 18th to 22nd pick.
In their last 3 drafts, they've taken small forwards.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Who's the center on that team?
Thomas Bryant, who just went down with the torn ACL.
Okay.
So they have Robin Lopez, the starting 5.
Wow.
Well, that's all the time we have today, folks. Thanks for tuning into the A&M podcast.
We'll see you next time.
Peace.